So our Hafaz, alhamdulillah, they recited one juz last night. So we had to finish this Surah Al-Furqan, Shu'ara, and Naml. And Qasas is going to be, inshallah, start here. And then we have one juz in the Qiyam al-Layl also, inshallah. In these two surahs, we have another chain of the Makkan surahs. Where is Makkan surah start? As by the name, Shu'ara, and the next surah by the name of Naml. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the poets. And they used to say to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's a poet. So Allah says, وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ. This is not the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as you're thinking he's the poet. It's come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Quran is mandoom. It's like a nawam, it's like you're singing, not talking. This is the words of Allah, kalamullah. But what they are saying is Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Like we are not talking, like we are reading the other books. So Quran is mandoom, you are singing. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Shu'ara is making words to make something more beautiful, more understandable. So in Islam, the poetry is not haram. Which one poetry is haram? That's the one who go against the obedience of Allah and against the Sharia. Clearly, like all this shu'ara, and they have like songs, they just talk about the woman, talk about the beauty of the woman, talk about the love. And these things is not allowed in Sharia. You can talk about the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the pious people who يتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض. You can make poetry as a hamd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a na'at, qualities of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning one group, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. No, those not. The poets, which is they have good deeds, and they have a dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see some poets, they're not even praying. The popular thing is that the poets, they are drunk. Allama Iqbal had two kind of life. One life was, everybody knows it, and after that he changed. He changed it. Before he was not. So in Islam, it's allowed to have a shairi, the poetry, about Allah, about His Messenger, about the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also in this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking a little bit detail about Nuh alayhi salam, Tabligh and his nation, and Aad and Thamud. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Lut alayhi salam. And the main thing was that the announcement, La as'alukum alayhi ajra. That was the announcement between the Prophet and the nation, that we are not asking anything from you. In ajriya illa ala rabbil alamin. So our reward goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the ulama said that for when you work for the deen, and when you work in the masjid, or you work in any organization, you will not expect any thanks from the community. You will expect the thanks from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Return from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, man qama and man sama. Ihtisab. You have an intention that the reward will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not from the community. The community will say that, of course, mashallah, jazakallah, this brother did a lot. When this is come to you as a sheikh, as an imam, as a leader, or as a khadim, or a server, anyone, if he think that, okay, waiting for the thanks from the community, then you're going to lose your reward. This way, all the prophets and the messenger, they said to the community, we are not asking you anything. But we have ajr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is should be the main thing in the work of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Naml, as you know, that ends, and that is very popular by the Sulaiman alayhi salam. This surah, we say, Surah of Sulaiman alayhi salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a kingdom to Dawood alayhi salam and to his son. So here one of the popular things is that we have an issue, we have issue ikhtilaf of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the Quran. So two group of the ulama. One group of the ulama said that this is the part of the surah. And one group of the ulama said this is the part of Quran. So when the ones who had a part of the Quran, they put Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim for the fasl to make divine. This is one surah is finished, the second one is starting. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim as a Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And subhanallah, in one surah, we don't have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which is the Surah Bara'ah and Surah Tawbah. So in the Quran, we have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which is the letter of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Innahu Bismillah, wa innahu Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Like I said, I'm not going to the story, it's a long story. I'm against Yemen. A Saba, Queen Saba. So the miracles was there, so many miracles were there. Sulaiman alayhi salam himself had so many miracles. He talked to insan, he talked to jinn, and he talked to ulimna mantiq at-tayr. He knows the language of the birds. In Quran, Allah said, "Kullun qad alima salatahu wa tasbihahu, walakin la tafqahuna tasbihahu." We don't know their tasbih, they are making, but Sulaiman alayhi salam can hear from far away the ants are talking. The ants are talking. He used to talk with the hudud, the bird, the conversation in the Quran. But subhanallah, this surah is Namal, and the ant is talking to the ants. And he informing all his people about the army of Sulaiman. And this time the conversation of the Namal, the ants, Sulaiman heard it. And he praised to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also the queen of the Saba, there is another miracle. Quran mentioned that the throne was very heavy. And subhanallah, one of the powerful jinn, he said that I can bring it from Yemen to the Quds, is far, I can bring it before you stand up. You are sitting before you stand up. But the one who was alim, not jinn, who was alim of the kitab. So what was the kitab of this time? The Zabur was there. He was alim of the Zabur. He said, I can bring this throne or this pulpit before the blinking of your eye. It's less than a second. Because that was the miracle of the Sulaiman. Inshallah, we're going to continue. After Sabbath, we're going to start inshallah. And also we have one juz tonight inshallah. And also we're hoping from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala